Welcome back to Ruby on Nails, and today I have a couple of brand new Holotaco polishes for you. Not only do I have some new Holotaco polishes, but we got a new item. And what do I mean by item? We have the Holotaco nail polish travel kit. Very exciting, and I'll dive into my thoughts on that particular item in a little bit, but let's talk a little bit beforehand. So with this latest launch, we saw the Holotaco Christine's birthday polish, and then we also got a little bit of a collaboration with Christine's sister Jen, which I didn't really see coming for this particular launch, but I'm really excited that it's here because Jen's polish actually turned out to be my favorite from this tiny mini launch. We also saw two colors that have been highly anticipated in the nail community. We got a new, and I believe this is the first time we've gotten an orange cream polish from Holotaco, but we got an orange cream and then we got another purple cream. I know Simply threatened us with saying that our purple needs would be fulfilled this year, and she came through. Now I'm going to be talking about the polishes and their formulation when I'm doing the swatches, but some of my initial thoughts are a little neutral on the creams and little neutral on the birthday polish, even though it's probably my favorite of the birthday polishes that have come out so far. This is the third year where we got a special limited edition birthday polish, and unfortunately Christine's birthday polish this year sold out in like 10 seconds. Now, for those who missed out, I do want to mention that Holotaco does this thing where they will go through their warehouse and they will take account of all the polishes that they have left over, and if they have any leftovers of those limited editions held for customer service reasons or other reasons, they're just in the warehouse, there's a miscount, whatever, they will put them on the website. So maybe they won't do that, maybe they will, but definitely keep an eye out. They always tend to push out an email when they're going to have these very, very limited restocks. So I would suggest signing up for their email list if you missed out and you really want the polish, but you don't want to buy from some sketchy website. Okay, so let's talk about the bag. This bag right here. So this has been marketed as the nail polish travel bag, and I have some thoughts about it. Some good, some bad, and some critiques that I feel like might be useful for buyers. Now, when you see this bag, it looks like a standard makeup bag. I do want to say that I love the hardware on this. I love the multi-chrome effect. We're seeing this pull in the nail toolkit. It had the multi-chrome hardware as well. And I like the hardware a lot, and overall I think it's a very beautiful makeup bag. I like the embossed Holotaco print on it. It's this kind of vegan leather matte finish. It's very beautiful, and you know, I like it. I'm glad that I purchased it. However, I don't see myself using this for nail polish, especially when I travel. When I travel, I do take nail polish with me because I'm a psycho and I can't bear having naked nails. But when I travel with nail polish, I like to keep it really compact and really safe, and I find that when I travel with a small box of nail polish items, they tend to stay safer overall, and I'm also not getting pulled over by TSA. So as you can see, it is a soft material overall. There isn't really a hard backing, which is another thing that I don't particularly like, because I'm another one of those people who packs their suitcase till it's bursting. And I can just imagine this bag getting squished with my stuff. And with how this is designed, there's this little foam insert. If this is going to be a nail polish travel bag, I wish this was more secured in this than it is. But I think I'll just use this as my makeup bag from now on. So I'm glad it's removable for that. So it has this foam insert, and as you can see, it doesn't cover an entire bottle of nail polish. Let me grab a bottle of nail polish for you. So here I'm over brewed, I've got my foam insert, and I'm just going to insert, and I'm gonna hold the bottom because these aren't very tight fits. So as you can see, the cap is fully exposed. If I were to shove this into my suitcase, my suitcase would be pushing down on this cap. There's nothing really protecting it. The bag doesn't have firm walls, so it's not going to be protected from the bag, and the foam insert isn't tall enough to really protect the cap, and that glass that is right here is the most fragile part of the bottle, so it's going to end up with a lot of pressure going into that area, and personally I feel like that's going to lead to my nail polishes snapping and breaking. You know, if you are a light packer, or you know, you just do things a little bit differently than me, then this might work out for you just fine. But I wish that this foam insert was another 1.5 inches taller, just to protect those caps, just so we're not getting the weakest points of our nail polish bottles, you know, being crunched on. So those were my first thoughts when I was thinking about this. I am going to be going on a trip soon, so maybe I'll test this out, but personally for me, I always like to use the boxes that I get from buying Holotaco. If you're just buying single bottles, they always come in this cardboard box that's pretty sturdy, and it has a foam insert in that, and I haven't had a broken bottle since I started using that method, so that's something to keep in mind. And then also, that box is essentially free when you're just buying standard polishes, and you can reuse it over and over and over again. I really like that method. It's compact. I can always throw in a nail file in that box when I'm traveling, or a cleanup brush, and it does just fine. I will say, I really like this zippered compartment right here. I mean, for me, I'm probably going to throw in some of my smaller odds ends, like my mascara, my eyeliner. I wear a lot of eyeliner, so I travel with a lot of eyeliner. But if you're going to use it for the nail art travel bag kind of purpose, this would be perfect for throwing in a nail file or your cleanup brushes. Overall, I really like the bag, but I don't think I'm going to be using it for its intended purpose. I will probably just use it as a makeup bag, because I've been using the same Clinique bag since I was 10 years old, and I'm now nearly 26. So it's time for an upgrade. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump into the swatches. Let's start with Resting Witch Face, which is a very vivid purple cream polish. And while it is super vivid, I did have some issues with the opacity of this polish. I was wearing 2 coats in this swatch, however, there was still a little bit of patchiness on my current length of nails, but not enough to warrant a full 3rd coat, so that is something I just wanted to point out. While the color is very pretty, the formula is very thin. Moving right along, we have Oh My Gourd, or Oh My Gourd, depending on your favorite pronunciation. This is a bright orange cream polish, and I had the same issue here with the formulation. I think this might just be how Holotaco formulates their brights from here on out, but again, I had some issues with the thinness of this formula. I'm wearing 2 coats, but in person I could definitely tell there was a little bit of patchiness still, so again, keep that in mind for your own purchasing knowledge. Okay, but enough with boring creams, let's jump into the exciting polishes, starting off with Christine's 2022 Birthday Polish Double Dare. This comes in a special little unicarton that gradients from red to black, and then here is the polish itself. This is a black to red multi-chrome, and I do want to point out and emphasize that the red multi-chrome aspect is slight, so it is a little bit more predominantly a black polish, but to me there's always a slight red tinge to this polish just from that little undertone. I didn't like how thick this polish was. I think that's mostly because there's a whole lot of shimmer and micro glitters in it that gives it kind of a gritty texture, but I was able to reach full opacity in 2 coats, no problem, and it wears very smoothly. I really like this polish, and unfortunately it's gone for now. But as you can see here, this is what it looks like with that red shift, and I really like this one. It's weirdly fitting that Favorite Sister is my favorite polish from this collection. As you can see, it came with its own specialty, all red unicarton, and here we are. It is a Frosted Metals formula, a formulation we've seen from Holotaco before, and it is bright fucking red. I don't know how any other way there is to describe this, but this is fucking red. And it also has scattered holo throughout it. I love this. This is what Dorothy's shoes are made out of, in my opinion, because holy shit, this is fucking red. I really like the Frosted Metal formulation in general. This applied super smoothly. I find that this is the most long lasting on me, and I love this polish because it's fucking red. Surprise, this video isn't over. I just forgot to mention glow in the dark taco in the beginning of this video. Here I am showing you it over black. I really wanted to show you how this top coat looks over a dark color and a light color. As you can see, it makes the black look very foggy, very streaky. It is kind of a cool effect in itself, but if you were hoping this would dry down clear, spoilers, it doesn't. Also, the best way to wear this is over a white polish. However, I do want to point out that this will add a little bit of a yellowy green tinge to your white. In person, it's not all that noticeable, but if that's something you care about, here's more information about it. Here it is over white, black, and then a white naked nail, just so you really see the contrast. Here it is in the dark. As you can see on the white, it stands out very nicely, but over the black, it gets kind of gross looking, so the more you know. I thought this would be a good chance to do a little quickie nail art. I know I used to include nail art at the end of all of my videos, but life is busy, okay? What can you do? So in order to make these tiny little ghosts, you're going to draw a lowercase t, and then you're going to connect all of the very tips of those T's, so you get kind of like a medieval shield looking thing, if that makes sense. And then we're gonna give this guy a little tail, just because, you know, this guy, he just has a little tail, not a big tail, just a little one. I'm then going to take even more white paint, and I'm just gonna fill that guy in. But you know what? He seems a little lonely to me, so let's make him some buddies. And luckily in the ghost world, there are whole lots of different types of ghosts, so we're gonna be making another ghost that's a little bit different, but we all start out the same, so we're gonna make another lowercase t, we're gonna connect the top, fill that bad boy in, and then we're gonna draw two parallel lines next to that middle line. So there you go, there's one line, and then there's the second line, and then we're going to take some more paint. I'm going to give him cute little frilly skirts, because this ghost wants a frilly skirt. I don't know. We're then going to take even more white polish and just fill that little guy in like so. After we're done with that ghost body, I wanted more ghosts, and this guy deserves to have more friends. So I'm just going to be really, really lazy, and I'm just going to put an upside down U at the tip of my nail and fill that sucker in. Once all of these ghosts have dried a little bit, I'm going to go in with my glow in the dark taco, and I'm just going to use my brush and put some all over these ghost bodies. I want them to be really glowy, so I'm making sure that I am covering all parts of my ghosts because I want them to be really spooky. I want to wake up in the middle of the night and look over there at my hand on the pillow, and I want to be surprised and scared that there are little ghosts right by my face, because that makes sense in the narrative of this video. Hooray. Of course, when that layer is then dry, I'm going to go in with a little bitty dotting tool, and I'm just going to dot on some eyes and a mouth, which is essentially just two dots right on top of each other. Yeah, as you can see, it's very artistic, very interpretive, bloody. These ghosts now have face. Congratulations. So I know this is an issue for a lot of people, and I get this comment a lot, like, Morgan, what top coat do you use to make sure that your colors don't smear? And to me, it doesn't matter what top coat that I use. They always kind of smear in a way, just the formulation. So I decided to put on a clear base coat on the dark parts of my ghosts, and that seems to have solved the smearing issue. So yeah, just a tip, if you want to avoid smearing, maybe put on a little bit of base coat on the dark parts. Okay, next kind of ghost. So this one's going to be a little bit of a swirly marshmallow ghost, and if you're unfamiliar with the Marshmallow Ghost Army, check out Luna on Instagram. I will link her account down in the description below because she is our general, and she is currently fixing up our ghosty army. I don't know enough military terms to make a joke about it, but as you can see, I've just kind of made a swirl and I'm just filling that in. This is a very fluid ghost. They're very, they're fun. They're just like out and about swirling and scaring people, and I'm just going to repeat the same process where I am adding the glow-in-the-dark top coat to the white part of my ghosts, and then once I am done with that, I'm gonna dot on his little face. So yeah, that's it. That's how you make a ghost. That's why I like ghosts. They're so blobby, they're so imperfect that they're very easy for a lot of people to do, and you don't need to have super fine motor skills to create these guys. They're not detailed oriented. They're just kind of fun blobs of Halloween creatures. Of course, because ghosts still need protection, we're gonna slap on a nice thick coat of glossy top coat. I'm using super glossy. I just like how quick this one dries in comparison to glossy top coat, which I utterly despise. Anyway, here's the final look. Look at these guys. Look at this happy little ghost family. They're just ghosting around. They're gonna ghost you. No, they're not. They're gonna stay with you forever because they're on your nails. And here it is in just some low light, and then here they are in the dark. As you can see, they're gonna scare you when it's nighttime. They're gonna wake you up in the middle of the night. They're gonna say, hey, look at me. I'm glowing. Okay, so now that you've seen the swatches, you've seen the nail art, you've seen the bag, you've seen everything. What do you think? I personally am really excited to see that my Holotaco cream collection is completely filled out now. Though in the future I am going to need some more oranges. Thank you. And I'm always excited for these super cool and unique limited edition polishes. I feel like this is where Christine kind of shines when she's making limited edition polishes. That way she gets to play around with the formulas and the effects without having to worry about stocking it long term and sourcing materials and yada yada yada. So I'm always excited for these. I really love it when nail polish companies come out with these super fun, super creative polishes. So yeah, those are my thoughts. If you liked this video, and if you like my videos, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.